on Comcast Sportsnet, part of the NBC Sports Group.
As we start to feel chill in the fall air, the American League Central race continues to heat up. For our Sox, a one-game lead, 10 games left. Can they continue to fend off the Tigers for that division crown? We're going to find out next. We are coming to you from the city beautiful Chicago, Illinois, where tonight Comcast Sportsnet presents White Sox baseball. It's Paul Konerko, Adam Dunn, Alex Rios, A.J. Pierzynski, Chris Sale and the Sox as they get set to butt heads with Manny Acta's Cleveland Indians. Hi, everybody, and welcome. I'm Ken Harrelson with Steve Stone as we get set to bring you the first of this three-game set and the first of this seven-game homestand. This, indeed, will be the biggest week of White Sox baseball all season long. We're coming off that 10-game road trip where, ironically, as bad as it was, we were 5-5. And with with Detroit losing that doubleheader yesterday in Minnesota, we now have a one-game lead over the Tigers. So the Tigers are playing Kansas City. They've got 7 games left with them, but we got to take care of business here tonight.
Chris Sale going to the mound, and couldn't ask for a better man. He's 17-7. His ERA is .282. Lifetime 2-0 against the Tribe with a 1.65 ERA, so they haven't hit him. He's thrown well against them, and last time out, he got shut out in Kansas City. He threw the ball okay, but he can't win with no runs. And Chris looking for his 18th win, and hopefully tonight's the night. The Cleveland Indians counter with Zach McAllister. He was acquired from the New York Yankees in the Austin Kern deal. And Zach McAllister is a pretty decent pitcher. In fact, Manny Acta said he thinks he's got a spot in that rotation for next year if he stays consistent. He's 5-8 this year, the ERA in the 4.30s. Lifetime 1-0 against us. He beat us this year. Despite giving up 3 runs, he only lasted 6 innings, but he got the job done. Hopefully tonight, we're a little more used to him. We love being home, and let's see some offense.
Home sweet home. So sit back, relax, and strap it down. White Sox baseball coming your way.
White Sox baseball on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you in part by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois. Through it all, Ford. Drive one. The new wireless receiver from AT&T Uverse. Visit att.com/freeyourtv. Rethink possible. BMO Harris Bank. Helping money make sense. BMO Harris Bank, NA member FDIC. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com for a free rate quote. And by Toyota, with great specials on fuel-efficient vehicles. Right now, you can get a lot for less at your local Toyota dealer.
Great night for baseball. Fairly cool at the ballpark. That'll help Chris Sale. And now for the Miller Time starting Indians lineup under Manny Acta. Shin-Soo Choo leads it off, and then Kipnis has Rubel Cabrera with Santana. Kienzler, our first look at him. Rotino, our first look at him. Chisenhall, Marson, and Carrera round it out. The defense, and now they're going to line up behind Chris Sale. Viciedo, Diaz, and Rios in the outfield. Euclid, Ramirez, Beckham, and Konerko in the infield. A.J. Pierzynski with the nod behind the plate. And our Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher is Chris Sale. Looking for win number 18, and this is 28th start of the year. He's already piled up 181 and 2/3 innings. He doesn't appear to be any worse for wear, however. And hopefully tonight he'll whip up a good one. The umpires for the game tonight. Larry Van over at the plate, Dan Bellino at first, Jerry Lane, a crew chief at second, and Mike Esterbrook at third. So they throw the ball around the infield. Chris Sale is walking behind the mound, getting ready to go, getting his thought process together. And I'm ready to turn it over to my play-by-play partner, Ken Harrelson.
Hi, Steve. Thank you very much. And once again, good evening, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to White Sox baseball for the biggest week of the year, starting tonight. 7 games here. We'll finish it off with 3 in Cleveland. And that will be it for the regular season. And the first pitch of the ball game. Taken for a ball. Chu comes in hitting at 279, 15 homers and 57 driven in.
Well, there's 2 pitches that are pretty close, and Chu got the benefit of both of them.
Chu is 0 for 8 lifetime off Chris.
Here's a look at Manny Acta. He did a good job in Washington. He's done a good job here in Cleveland, but you can only play the players you have. You certainly can't play anybody else.
There's the strike. Indians come in hitting at 249 as a team with a 4.81 team ERA. And this is the 13th meeting of the year between these two clubs. In the first 12, we have won 8 of them. Indians 29 and 49 on the road. Full count. And here at the ballpark, 330 down the left field line, 335 down the right field line, 375 in the gaps, and 400 straightaway center. He gone.
BMO Harris Bank pitch tracks will show you everything was away. Finally, he just reared back through that fastball and threw it right by Chu, who is one of their base stealing threats.
Here is their biggest base stealing threat, Jason Kipnis. There are his numbers. Takes ball 1. And that is chopped foul.
I talked to Manny Acta about his team. He said they actually match up much better against right-handers. He said they do have some switch hitters, and Santana will hit the ball okay against the lefties. But he said against right-handers, we have a much stronger, much more potent lineup.
1-2 the count. Jason out of Northbrook. 2 down.
Two up, 2 strikeouts, and Chris Sale with 2 left-handers to lead off against him. Probably feels like a kid in a candy store.
Well, it's been a long time since we felt that way, at least 10 days.
It was not the greatest of trips. However, with 10 games to go and you're up 1, you always rather would be the pursued than the pursuer.
There's a strike. Well, as bad as it was, we were 5-5 on that 10-game road trip. And we gave away 2 games to Kansas City, who, as we speak, trail the Tigers 2-1. That game in the 5th inning.
That's Verlander for Detroit. And if Kansas City can somehow come back and beat him, that might take a little air out of the Detroit sails. That pitch down and away. But this time, Chris got the benefit of the call.
Cabrera, 270, 15 homers, 61 driven in, and there's a base hit. Down into the corner, so he will pick up his 33rd double on a soft 76-mile-an-hour pitch.
The whole pitch away, and all of a sudden that one over the inside part of the plate, took it over Uke's head and ran it into a double. So Cabrera, inexplicably this year, both his hitting and his fielding went into a slump at the same time. Because this guy is one of the guys that can do just about everything, and he has 18 errors this year. Apparently now things are getting a little better for him in the field.
Here's the other switch hitter in this lineup, Carlos Santana. Breaking ball strike. Change up low and away. Santana at 257, 18 homers and 75 knocked in.
Well, like Cabrera, he's a better right-hand hitter, hitting 280 as opposed to 245 left-handed. So right-handed, he can put a charge into it.
Could not check it up. Another change up.
Usually Santana doesn't expand his strike zone all that much. He's 95 strikeouts, but he's walked 80 times. And for a guy with his talent, those are pretty good numbers.
He is 2 for 11 lifetime off Chris. Had a good rip at that one, just underneath it.
Well, the Dodgers did decide that they needed Casey Blake to put them over the top in a pennant race a few years back. So the cost was Carlos Santana. It has proven to be a very good trade for the Indians and an okay but not a great trade for the Dodgers.
The 1-2. Something might be wrong with Verlander.
Well, if there is, you know that Scherzer's not 100%. That put a big crimp in their playoff hopes.
May have jammed his left shoulder. Payoff pitch. 3-2 breaking ball. And that'll bring up Russ Kanzler. Kanzler, 17 for 63. Last year he was in the Tampa Bay organization. At Durham he had 314, 18 homers, and drove in 83.
Well, he's one of those guys that probably is not going to start in the major leagues. Be a good guy to come off the bench because he has pretty big power. Not going to make a whole lot of contact for you, but if he hits it, it will go a long way.
Verlander says he's okay. Chris throwing a lot of pitches here in the first inning. This next one will be 24.
That's a pretty good number. Just 8 first inning runs in his previous 27 starts. First inning, notoriously the toughest for any pitcher. Now if you're Kanzler, you're just looking fastball. You're probably going to get it away. Let's see what he decides to throw. Got the fastball away and really got the benefit of that call. Let's hope Larry Vanover stays out there all night.
All right, 2 on, 2 out. 2 balls, 2 strikes right here in the top of the first inning if you're just joining us.
There's Zach McAllister, who's waded through a fairly lengthy first inning. Of course, he will have as many pitches as he wants to warm up.
Shot, caught, and that'll retire the side. Got a change up, hammered it right to you. After half inning play, it's the Tribe 0, and our guys coming to bat.
Piazza leading off, and it's Euclid and Dunn with Canerco in the 4 spot. Rios, Pierzynski, Viciedo, Ramirez, and Beckham playing second in inning 9. The defense and how they'll line up behind McAllister. Patino, Cabrera, and Chu in the outfield. Chisenhall, Cabrera, Kipnis, and Kanzler in the infield. Lou Marson behind the plate, and our Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher is Zach McAllister. A very big right-hander who is not particularly overpowering. Very much a sinker slider type pitcher. But he's around the plate a lot.
And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours. First pitch down low to Alejandro, hitting at 281, 9 homers. He's driven in 50.
McAllister does have 101 strikeouts and 112 2/3 innings.
2-0. Sox come in hitting in 255 as a club with a 4.05 ERA. Sox 43 and 31 here at home.
Well, one of the areas of weakness for McAllister is he has a hard time keeping the ball in the ballpark. He's thrown 17 home runs in those 112 2/3 innings. It's a pretty high total.
3-1. Couple other finals. Baltimore beat Toronto 4-1. Washington thumped Milwaukee 12-2. That ball just foul. And a full count to Diaz. That was a doubleheader in Baltimore. Toronto in game 2 after 2 leading 4-2. Softly hit.
It certainly is good to be home, and one of the best reasons is since June 23rd, the record 26-10, the batting average way up there at 291. Runs per game close to 6. Home runs 63. Home runs per game close to 2, and slugging percentage over 500.
So here's Uke hitting at 230, 19 homers and 59 driven in. Count with Dunn on deck. McAllister, 6'6", 240 pounds, out of Chillicothe, Illinois.
So far, and it obviously is very early in this one, just a second hitter, we haven't seen anything but a fastball from McAllister.
Two down. And right now, let's check out our Farmers Insurance picks to click tonight. Jim Angio, director and crew. With Diaz, Steve's going with AJ and Tom Carter, Nick Palmer, all the good folks down at Knollwood in Granger, Indiana. We're going to go with Beckham. Dunn takes a strike.
Larry Vanno is going to have a wide plate tonight, and if it's wide for both teams, that's okay. But you've got to know the rules coming in, and every umpire has his own strike zone.
1-2-3 inning, couple of strikeouts after 1, no score.
In the game, brought to you by Miller Lite.
It'll be Rotino, Chisenhall, and Marson here in the second inning. Danny Rotino, 32-year-old veteran. 2 for 18 since being brought up. Last year in New Orleans hit .304, 10 homers, and drove in 59. First pitch strike. Tigers now leading 4-1. Yes, he did. He gone.
That's one of the things that Chris has done exceptionally well, and that's change speeds on his breaking ball. He throws a hard, quick slider. That one a little slower, but a bigger break. And Rotino just couldn't check his swing.
Breaking ball strike to Lonnie Chisenhall, 23-year-old third baseman, hitting at .259, 5 homers, 14 knocked in. Almost played it. Watch out. Nice pick by Paulie. Actually almost played that into an error.
Well, you usually like to choose your own hop. And Alexei went down, strong enough arm, but not a good throw as Paulie saved the E6. They cut down Chisenhall.
Lou Marson hitting at .221, no homers, he's driven in 12. And that's solid single back through the middle.
Well, Marson, one of the remaining holdovers from that trade that sent Cliff Lee to Philadelphia. Jason Donald's in that trade. Pitcher named Knapp, who got hurt almost as soon as he got over there. And Lou Marson was one of them. He took it right back through the middle. Looked like it hit the second base bag.
Ezekiel Carrera, switch hitting outfielder. He had the sunglasses on top of the hat, Carreras. There he goes. He gone. Beautiful pick by AJ, and that'll retire the side. We go to the bottom of the second, scoreless.
AJ comes up firing a strike right to Ramirez. They cut down Marson.
Burno. Attempted base stealer up. You slide in there head first, and he puts it right in your face.
That's it. Here it is. You got here too late.
It'll be Konerko, Rios, and AJ. Farley, 302, 24 homers, 70 knocked in. Softly hit, picked by Chisenhall, a long peg. And right now, let's go back for a quick update from our Chuck. All right, our Chuck. There's Alex Rios. Alex at 299. 24 homers, 87 driven in. He has 36 doubles, 8 triples, and 22 stolen bases.
Well, he's tried 2 breaking balls, and he's missed with them both. Last couple of weeks have been very kind to Alex. Continues to turn it on offensively.
There's a chopper to Hopper. So quickly 2 gone. And here's AJ.
First 5 hitters. 3 ground balls, 2 strikeouts, and nothing out of the infield.
Goes through that one, and our Sox are making a push to play in the postseason, and you certainly don't want to miss that. It is playoff payoff time. Purchase tickets for remaining 2012 games and place a deposit on 2013 season tickets, and you'll guarantee seats for the 2012 postseason. So for more information, call 312-674-1000 and visit whitesox.com. One, 2, 3 inning, a 6 in a row retired by Zach McAllister.
the wild card race. The Braves and Cardinals, they're tied. The Brewers 3 games back. They already lost today. Diamondbacks play later, and you see the Dodgers starting to fade their way out of it. They still have a chance, however.
So here is Carrera. Takes a breaking ball strike. He was at the plate when A.J. gunned down Lou Morrison. Oh, 0-2 the count. A couple of years ago, Carrera, on a sunny day in Cleveland, had his sunglasses on top of his hat. Fly ball out there. Couldn't find it because of the sun. So the next inning he comes back out there, sunglasses back on top of his head again. Just got a piece of that one. Ezekiel hitting at 240, a couple homers, 9 RBIs, 7 stolen bases in 8 attempts. Just did get a piece of that one. Outfield there, a little short. Swung around to the left. Nice gap out there. In right center.
This is where you really don't want the third baseman playing all that deep, because on a little chopper it's going to be impossible. Carrera runs too fast.
Pretty good pitch, didn't get it.
BMO Harris Bank pitch tracks will tell you that this ball has the entire strike zone.
And that's trouble. Yeah, boy, Diaz out. If Sox fans got something to say, we'll share it on Twitter. Use hashtag White Sox Talk. Nice play. So they go back to the top of the order with Chu. Struck out.
I talked to Maniac before the game. He said last year Chu and Kipnis had real good numbers against left-hand pitchers. He said for whatever reason, and he doesn't know what it is, this year they've struggled. Their splits are heavily favored against a right-hand pitcher. AJ's having a little conversation with Larry Vanover apparently.
That's into left field. Tank giving chase and running out of room. Chu's against us, 290 lifetime hitter. 8 homers, 31 knocked in.
He's a good player. He's got a great arm. And that's what he's done against lefties, which is not real impressive. Hopefully that stat stays the same.
And that's a can of corn there. Two out. That'll bring up Kipnis. Top of the second, Minnesota. Yankees leading the Twinkies 3-0. Baltimore still trailing Toronto 4-2. Top of the fourth in Baltimore. That's game 2 of the doubleheader. In game 1, Baltimore won it 4-1. that's trouble. No, it's not. Falls in for the base hit. It looked like it was going to be the gap.
Two-out base hit for Kipnis, who was looking away, got it away. Didn't hit it hard, but hit it in a good spot.
Here's Cabrera. Got an off-speed pitch and ripped it for a double. That's into right field. Alex, a long way to go. And it's off the fence. So here comes Kipnis. He's going to score, and it's 1-0 Indians.
Second double of the night in 3 innings for Cabrera. He drives in his 62nd run of the year, and that ball just kept floating away from Alex. Looks like he was going to get to the spot, but that ball is relatively high off the wall. Alex pulls up, and the inning rolls on.
There's Santana. He walked. 1-4-0 for them. No runs, no hits, no errors for us. Two and one.
As you can see, things have gotten a whole lot better in the month of September for Santana, and there's still a ways to go.
Change up. 3-1. Kanzler on deck.
Chris might be thinking that Santana can do a lot more damage than Kanzler.
Walked him twice to get to Kanzler.
So now we will see if the strategy on pitch around works to Chris's advantage.
Well, last time got ahead of him, then threw him a changeup. He hit a bullet right to you. And you, long peg. Got him again. But they get on the board. We're at the bottom of the third, trailing 1-0.
Which pitcher holds the White Sox single-season record for most strikeouts by a rookie? You think about that one for a while? We'll get back to you with the answer.
It's the bottom of the third, and the Indians lead it 1-0. And McAllister's retired the first 6 he has seen with 3 strikeouts.
Now he's changed speeds on his fastball. When he got here, he had pretty much a 2-seamer, and that was it. That's the ball that runs in on the right-handers. But because he throws relatively hard, they wanted to give him a 4-seam fastball so he could keep it up in the zone to either side hitter when he gets ahead of him.
First pitch strike. Tank hitting it .250, 21 homers, 67 knocked in. Tigers leading Kansas City 5-1.
Fairly low pitch count to this stage. The Tigers this season, with the exception of the last time they faced one another, Kansas City swept them. The Tigers have dominated their season series with the Royals.
Yeah, the first 8 games they won 7.
Tigers about hit him, and Kansas City's made the only error in a 5-1 game.
Line shot, so you can cancel the post-game show. Leadoff man aboard.
BMO Harris Bank pitch tracks will tell you that that ball was up. Might have just barely had the zone. Viciano very strong to right center field.
And the Tigers were the only team that the Indians in the Central Division had a winning record against. They were 10-8 against those guys this year. There's first pitch strike. Count evens 1-1.
That one almost got over Kansler's head.
First at 30, Alexi. Two and one now. Marson wants to go out. And you can watch the game in luxury from behind home plate at the Gold Coast Tickets Club when our Sox are at home. Gold Coast Tickets, you got a guy.
Outfield straight away for Ramirez, who most likely will see a fastball here. He did and threw it right by him.
At 92. One out. Fourth strikeout. for McAllister, and here is Beckham. Gordon hitting at 240, 16 homers. He's driven in 60.
Over the last couple of weeks, however, those numbers have taken a turn for the best. Two and 0. Gordon's not going to argue, but if the first two were balls and that one was in the same spot but lower, it seems strange to call it a strike.
Three and one. Diaz on deck.
That last pitch actually was the first pitch of the at bat that McAllister had the ball in the strike zone.
So the payoff pitcher goes Tank, and that ball's fouled away.
Gordon against McAllister certainly has liked what he's seen.
Here's the strike him out and the throw him out, and that'll retire the side. It is still 1-0 Cleveland.
Taco Bell.
Vinny Rotino will lead it off here in the top of the fourth inning as he takes first pitch ball. There's a chopper, 2 hopper. One out. And this Friday at 7:10 is Hispanic Heritage Night, and post-game fireworks presented by Miller Lite. So for tickets, call 866-SOX-GAME or visit whitesox.com.
Now, Chewbacca's got a great seat for this one, as you would expect, being a movie star and all. Not exactly a handsome man.
Lonnie Chisenhall takes ball 1. He grounded out to short. One.
I asked Maniac about Chisenhall specifically, and he said, look, we've got to learn if he can hit left-handers. And so he'll be in there all the time, and we'll see what he's got. They consider him part of their future. Now they have to see if all of that potential translates into performance. Chisenhall 1 for 22 against the lefties this year.
That's the same thing for young right-handers coming into the league. If they can hit right-handers, and left-handers if they can hit left-handers, the only way you're going to do is play them.
And find out if they're your everyday guy or they're your platoon guy.
That breaking ball smacked into right field. So here's Marson. He had a solid single right back through the middle.
Well, Marson, although he was thrown out stealing in the second inning, does have better than average speed for a catcher. Until he was gunned down, he was 4 for 4 in stolen bases.
Checks it up. They're going to go ahead and get the lead man and rack him up. Boy, there's a major league double play for you right there with a couple of big arms. Beckham, Ramirez, DePauli, and it'll retire the side. Mercy.
developing, excuse me, swing that Gordon and Alexi turned it into a double play. You'd have never thought they could have gotten 2 on that, but 2 they did. Although when Alexi caught it, he was nowhere near second base. That was a neighborhood play. And they do get him a half step at first.
That is still 1-0 Cleveland. Piazza, top of the order. He grounded out softly to first. Corners in close. Bit of a gap in left center. First to 3 against these guys. And we'll finish off our homestand with 4 against Joe Madden's boys. Three and 0 the count. There's one. Top of the 3rd in Texas. 2-1 Oakland. And there's the leadoff walk that we've been looking for.
Third baseman, number 20, Kevin Youkilis.
So here's Uke. Uke, a strikeout victim. And he takes another. Tampa Bay coming into the day. They are off today. But they're in 4th place in the race for the wild card. 3.5 games back. Baltimore and Oakland. 2.5 or 1 game back. There's time call of the Angels.
Counselor at that time didn't recognize that Larry Vanover had granted time, so he went through the motion never throwing the baseball. Not a good practice to get into.
That ball fair. Piazza with the turn. Now they're going to wave Alejandro. Here's the throw. He's safe. No.
He's telling him, in his estimation, again, it's a judgment call. He tagged him on the back before the foot got in. So Uke takes it right down the line. And when Latino has some problems with it, Joe McEwing decides to send Piazza. From that angle, it's almost impossible to tell. But here's a better shot at it. It looked like he had that foot in.
There's no question about it. The foot got there. He's safe. I mean, there's just no question about it. He's standing in perfect position right on top of the plate.
Designated hitter, number 32,
Wow.
Robin most excited about that play because he thought it was going to be 1-1. Didn't work out that way.
The only thing that could possibly happen was his foot was above the plate.
In the air.
In the air.
That's the only call that would have made Larry Vanover call it that way.
That's not Vanover, that's Molino.
Take another look from this angle.
He got the plate with his toe. Right on top of it and blows it. Two and one to count to Dunn. 0 for 1, struck out. Three and one.
Essentially tonight, McAllister has been pretty much a one-pitch pitcher. And that's the fastball. That's what he went to and threw it right by Adam again.
Two down.
First baseman, number 14, Paul America.
There's Paulie. He grounded out to third.
I don't know how that one missed him, as McAllister sailed that one up and in. Paulie just able to get out of the way. Larson wanted it low and away, and McAllister missed by plenty.
Sometimes that's the best thing can happen to her. Ball hit hard, but Chisenhall sucks it up and throws him out, and we get robbed of a run. It is 1-0 Cleveland. Top of the 5th inning in what should be a 1-1 game. It is 1-0 Cleveland.
Looks like Carrera, if he had his druthers, would just as soon lay a bunt down.
He had a little soft pop up, looked like it was going to drop for a base hit in the center field. And a nice catch by Diaz. One and two. First of 3 against these guys. First of 7 on our final homestand. The biggest week of 2012.
This will be the 74th pitch that Chris has thrown. With nobody out here.
He throws them in a hurry.
Yes, he does. And these Indians are getting some pretty decent grinding at bats against Sale.
There's another softie in there, and that's going to fall for the hit. So, Duck Snorton, take another look at this play at the plate.
It's probably the best angle for it, and at first Diaz's spike is over the plate, but the spike comes down on the plate, and it doesn't appear yet that Marsom had him tagged.
He was safe, no question about it. No doubt about it. There's Chu. Takes strike 1. It's hard enough for us to score a run. We finally score one and then get robbed. One and two to count. Carrera, as I mentioned, 7 for 8 in stolen bases.
That's not Sale's good move. I think that's what Carrera is a bit worried about. Because Chris is hiding a better one that he hasn't used yet.
It's not one of the better left-handed moves in the league.
No, but he's picked off a few as they decide to go on first move.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If they're going to go on first move, then he's going to pick him off. I don't care what kind of move he got. There he goes. Time is called, though.
And there's a break because he did break on first move. Larry Vanover did call time. Chris lost the ball. But Carrera gets a very good jump.
Decent lead. Two and two the count. To Shin Soo Choo. We talk about everything being contagious in this game, which it is, whether it be positive or negative. Choo and Cabrera and Kipnis may have all got caught up in the contagion.
Last year, a disappointing year for Chu for a number of different reasons.
He was injured, yeah.
Started out with some legal difficulties, then got injured. But this year, a bit of a turnaround for him, although these aren't the numbers we're used to seeing from one of the better left-hand hitters around. He just has to somewhere recapture what he had.
Payoff pitch.
Maniacta chose to run on 1 and 2, and yet at 3 and 2, he wasn't running with Carrera.
Trouble of brewing here in the top of the 5th inning. A little duck snort by Carrera, and then the solid single by Chu.
With a full count, Chu looking fastball all the way, got it, took it right back up the middle. And fortunately, Alejandro was quick enough to get to the ball to discourage Carrera in even a thought of going to third base. So now they're talking about what they're going to do if Kipnis, who has 3 sacrifices this year, decides to lay it down. Move the runners over for Cabrera and Santana, both switch hitters.
Kipnis has struck out and singled and scored the only run. They're going to go to second base. So you get Chu. Good play by you.
Not a good bunt by Kipnis. He pops it in the air, bunts it too hard. There's no play at third. Obviously nobody's there, but they do keep the double play in order by cutting down Chu at second base.
That play, Alexi is becoming a first baseman. So now runners at the corners, 1 out, and here is Cabrera, who is 2 for 2, 2 doubles, and the RBI. Double to the left field corner, double to the right field corner. Blocked nicely by AJ.
Cabrera's grounded into 16 double plays this year. We just have to hope that another one is forthcoming. Although he runs well.
Another pick by AJ. And 2-0 the count with Santana, who has walked twice on deck. Can he turn his strong arm? Beckham! Yes! Rack 'em up. We're halfway home. We trail it 1-0. 1-7-0 for their guys, 0-2-0 for our guys, and there's the reason this is a 1-0 Cleveland lead. Once again, if you're just tuning in, here's the play at the plate. There you can see the foot over the plate now. Hits the plate. The glove still had not made contact. Dan Bellino was a good umpire. He's standing in perfect position right over the plate, and he just blew it. That's all. Even the good ones blow some calls. Alex, 0 for 1, grounded out to second. Takes a strike and count 1-2. That's fair. He's got to pull up his chew. Gets it back in. The ball gets away, but Marson was in the vicinity. So leadoff man aboard.
Normally a ball goes down the line and you figure it's 2 bases, especially when it's sliced inside the first base line by a right-hand hitter. But Chu gets to the ball very quickly, thus discouraging Rios from going to second. A wise choice. The ball gets away, but after 2 missed one, last line of defense is Lou Marson, the catcher, and he caught the ball.
It'll bring up AJ, who struck out. Fouls that one back. And Sunday at 1:10, well, that's Fan Appreciation Day. The first 20,000 adults aged 21 and over will receive a commemorative 2012 team photo presented by Rivers Casino. There he goes. And he is safe.
He got a running start, and it didn't look like McAllister was even looking at him. And A.J. wisely just took the pitch, walked away, and watched the resolution of this stolen base. He gets a great jump. Marson makes it closer than it should have been.
So 1-1 to count to A.J. Alex now 23 for 28 in stolen bases.
And we got a break at second.
Outfield there straight up. Bunched just a bit. That's inside. Tigers now leading Kansas City 6-2, still hitting bottom of the 8th. Three and 1 to count. Some good defensive play last inning, the top half I should say, by Uke. And then the double play with the strong arm of Becker. Ball hit hard but foul. Just a hard strike. So full count. Pierzynski.
He was looking fastball. He got the fastball. It was over the inner third of the plate, and he just couldn't wait back long enough. So you should have had an RBI. But he's made a couple of very good defensive plays.
And that's ball 4. So the first 2 aboard.
Earlier we asked you the AT&T trivia question: what pitcher holds a White Sox single season record for the most strikeouts by a rookie? And the answer: Gary Peters. 189 strikeouts in 1963.
Gary Peters was one of the toughest left-handers you ever want to face. He had a vicious slider. and he would try to take your right kneecap off with it.
Well, 189 strikeouts as a rookie. Pretty impressive. And now Corey Vanover comes out to break this up.
Yeah, and there was no trick pitches with Gary either. He was a fastball, slider, occasional curve. Plus, he could swing the bat.
And the interesting thing about that meeting was they're meeting over what to do if Viciato does lay one down. Well, if he does, it will be the first he's laid down this year.
They got a scoop.
He doesn't have one.
There's a breaking ball strike.
That's one of the few he's thrown in the zone. He's been primarily a fastball pitcher. As we move later in the game, he's using the changeup a little more, but very few breaking balls.
That's to the bag. They're going to tag him, but that's all they can get. So they get AJ. And that's one out, runners at the corners.
This ball hit awfully hard. Bounces straight up. Goes 1-6 on the putout. They're going to check to see if he's okay. I think he's motioning to his glove side wrist. Usually if you get hit there, it's not a great deal of difficulty. And he did. And there's no difficulty.
We need Alexi to step up right here. He struck out his first trip.
Does not have the arm of Gordon Beckham. He's got an average second baseman's arm, and a slow hit ball, it's pretty hard to get the job done. So Alexi drives in run number 70, a big one that ties it at 1. The bat shatters, and Kipnis has a little trouble on the other end with catching it, gripping it, and throwing it, and that's all it took for Alexi to beat it out. And he did beat it out by an eyelash.
So get a good lead and go. As here's Beckham. Gordon 0 for 1, a strikeout. A 1-1 tie here in the bottom of the 5th. There he is.
That was a balk.
That's a balk anyway, yeah.
You can't fake the home plate. You've got to step off the mound when you hear him. So we take advantage of the youngster. And I'm not sure who taught him this one, but he best forget about it.
I think Marson scared him to death.
You hear everybody screaming at one time, and you wonder, oh my God, that's right, the runner is going. Well, maybe I'll throw there, but ooh, I started to come home. Okay, that's not a good idea.
Pick him up, Gordon. It's a balk, but he had that base stolen.
Easily.
I mean, that was a Lance Johnson jump.
And that's what you're going to get when you don't look at the guy at first base. And more pitchers are doing that nowadays. And can't understand it.
Well, they got one pitching in Detroit tonight that never looks so good. Verlander. One and one. Big pitch coming up. Gordon pulling off it just a bit tonight. 2-2. It's full. Piazza on deck. Come on, Gordon. Ball 4 base hit. Stay on top of it. Chopper in the hole. Bird. Toss. And that'll retire the side, but we pick up 1 and we're tied at 1. Our Sox and these Indians are back in action right here on Comcast Sportsnet. Tune in as Adam and the crew take down the Tribe. Coverage begins at 12:30 with White Sox pregame line presented by Honda City. White Sox Indians tomorrow afternoon at 12:30 right here on Comcast Sportsnet. A 1-1 tie here in the top of the 6th inning. Santana, Kanzler, and Motino face Chris Sale. Breaking ball strike. Santana has walked twice. For the most part, you could just call them 2 pitch arounds. And there's a soft single right back to the middle. Here's Kanzler. He is lined very hard to Uke, and he is grounded to Uke. That beautiful play, getting the force a second on that bunt. Keeping the double play in order, and they got it. That's deep into right field. And it is 3-1 Cleveland.
Manny Hector told me before the ball game that Kanzler has some pretty big power if he can make enough contact. And we saw it right there as he goes opposite field into the bullpen. And the lead didn't last too long. Second home run for Kanzler, his 8th and 9th. Driven in. The Ford home run replay looked like a little backdoor breaking ball. Tried to nip the outside corner. And out it goes.
So Rotino takes strike one. Duke. Nice pick by Paulie. One out.
Duke gets this one on the long hop, gives some ground. Paulie's done a remarkable job of scooping everything in the dirt this year. Does it again.
Our defensive play at first base has been terrific. Paulie and Adam.
Paulie's not surprising. Adam has been really surprising defensively.
He has done a terrific job. So our play at first, A+. Chisenhall had a soft single into right field in the fourth. But we better try to get something going here, because the strongest part of this Cleveland club is the back end of that bullpen.
Joe Smith, Vinny Pastino, and Chris Perez. When they're all getting it and clicking on all cylinders, they're as tough as any threesome around.
That's fair ball. 2 down. So here's Marson.
The catcher, number 6, Luke Marson.
Marson is a bunter also. Doesn't possess big power. As you can see, no home runs. His job is to get on base and try to roll over the lineup again.
Breaking ball high. And that was pitch number 100. Buke. It's been a busy. Man throws that one off the mark.
E5.
So he picks up his 9th error.
That's just his 6th with us, but he gave some ground. And that underhand flip was Paulie wide of the bag.
That'll bring up Carrera. He's 1 for 2. Little duck snort into left center. Him down for the 2nd time. Meanwhile, they pick up a 2-run homer from Russ Kanzler, and we trail it 3-1. linebacker, breaks down all the daily details with Bears analyst and 85 Super Bowl champ Tom Thayer. And CSN's Pat Boyle. Lance Briggs Show presented by Buffalo Wild Wings tomorrow night at 11, only on Comcast Sportsnet. Fans' best friend.
Be nice to get Diaz on base, using his speed in a one-run game. Our boys have only generated 3 hits, but the last couple of innings have been a little tougher for McAllister.
Takes first pitch, strike. 3 runs, 9 hits, no errors for their guys. 1 run, 3 hits, 1 error for our guys. Count evens. Yaza grounded out to first and walked.
This is a big inning for both clubs because you got a pitcher who very well might not go past 6 when Maniac that can line up his bullpen the way he wants to with Smith, Pastino, and Perez. And we'd like to get to McAllister before they get to their pen.
High into right center field. Lead man down, and that'll bring up Uke, who's 1 for 2, a double. Back in the 4th inning.
Third baseman, number 20, Kevin Youkilis.
Well, there's always school tomorrow, you know. And there's a lot of ways to do homework.
Homework?
Yeah. Or park work. Come to the park.
That's high. As low, 2-0. And that's foul. Count evens at 2. That ball hit hard. Get over his head. It won't. So 2 down right now. Let's go back to our studios with our Chuck.
Designated hitter, number 32, Adam Dunn.
2 down to Adam Dunn. They put the shift on. Adam had a tough time with McAllister tonight. 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts.
And that's the race as it stands right now. Half game ahead of Detroit pending the outcome of this one.
First pitch strike.
Pretty sure he didn't want to throw it down that low. That is exactly where Adam wants it. That was his 2-seamer, 93, and moving away from Dunn, low and on the outside corner.
Close pitch. A little low.
There's Joe Smith. Pretty solid numbers so far through 5 2/3. Listen for a guy that's depended so heavily on just the one pitch. 2 different types of fastballs, but mostly a fastball pitcher.
That ball hit high. Stretch. Back. He looks up. You can put it on the board. Yes. Number 40 for Adam, and it's a 3-2 ball game. Oh, Lordy.
Coming in number 91. So with 2 outs, nobody on, Adam Dunn hits his 40th.
First baseman, number 14, Canerca.
So here's Paulie. Paulie 0 for 2 twice. He has gone out to third.
He's just the 6th player in White Sox history to hit as many as 40 home runs in a year. Big man got it up. And although he doesn't need the wind, it certainly helped ride it out of here.
There's a strike. Adams' high was 46 back in 2004 with Cincinnati. He did not go. Keep it going, Paulie. Rings him up. And that'll do it. But we pick up one. We'll go to the 7th. It's a 3-2 Cleveland lead.
And it comes courtesy of the big man. He got this one on the outer third, out over the plate, and takes it way back. So after 2 strikeouts, that's why he's in the lineup. He can get to that 1 run if he can just get any part of the bat on the ball, to any part of the ballpark.
Fakes the bunt, takes the ball, and count 1-1. Guerrero looped out to center and looped in a little duck snort base hit in the 7th. One and 2 the count. This pitch number 109. He's got those little loopers down pat.
Let's take a look at all the White Sox players who've had 40 home runs or more in a season. Albert Bell, you see, leads them all at 49. Great die, Frank Thomas, Tommy. Paul Konerko had 41 in 2004. Adam this year. And, of course, the rest are repeats. So 6 guys in all have done it.
Jin-Soo Choo takes strike 1. He's 1 for 3. Kipnis on deck. A little defensive emergency swing. 2 down. That'll bring up Jason. He's 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored.
Growing up in the northern suburbs, Kipnis has a lot of friends and family at the ballpark. Always does when he comes to town.
Yankees shutting out the Twins 6-0. Top of the 7th at Target Field. Baltimore won the first of that doubleheader with Toronto 4-1, but they're trailing. That ball into the gap. Nobody's going to get that one. So the 2-out double, and that'll bring up Cabrera. That's his 20th double.
AJ goes out to talk with Chris Sale. Could very well be here in the 7th inning. They might want to go through a different set of signs. Occasionally in the middle of the game, catcher will do that, especially if there's been a lot of base runners, and tonight there has been.
Cabrera with 2 doubles. He's 2 for 3 and an RBI. Takes first pitch, fastball, strike. Nothing in 2.
A little tardy on that one. Matt Thornton listening up in the bullpen.
He gone. 7th inning stretch. We trail it 3-2. Fans, every White Sox Friday home game is United Flyaway Friday. Each Friday home game, one lucky fan will have the chance to win 2 free round-trip tickets to anywhere in the continental United States at United Airlines Flies. United, proud to fly our White Sox. We want to thank them for, of course, we have one more trip with them to Cleveland for a short 3 days and then back. What a great year. Sparky Seipol, Mike Corrigan, Bobby Garcia, the girls, Tanya. And all the terrific folks at Atlantic Aviation.
Meantime,
Nick in the game.
Joe Smith comes into the game. Hey, look at the numbers. On for the 68th time. A 7-4 record, a 3.19 ERA.
Rios, 1 for 2, a single, a stolen base, and a run scored. He's 4 for 6 against Smith.
Smith is not easy for right-handers to hang in against. He doesn't have stuff near as good as Vinny Pastano, but as a 7th inning guy, he's been pretty effective.
1 out.
That fastball was inside off the plate, and he just threw it by him.
Here's AJ. AJ 0 for 1 with a walk. AJ 2 for 4 against Joe Smith. Took his head off.
Well, left-handers historically have had much better looks at sidearm submarine pitchers than their right-handed counterparts. Smith is trying to keep that arm angle up.
Almost got him. Tank on deck. If I'm not mistaken, I think there's one right-hander that wears him out as AJ is down. 2 down.
That was a sharp breaking slider. I'm not sure if AJ has seen the slider this good from Joe Smith.
The fielder, number 24.
That ball sits out there at the last instant. It just explodes at the end.
The guy I think that wears Smith out wears a lot of guys out. Miguel Cabrera. Tank. He's 1 for 2. And he is 2 for 3 off Smith.
Usually when a low sidearm or submarine pitcher gets one over the inside part of the plate to the hitter, it's a mistake. And he's gotten away with a couple of mistakes. As Marson has wanted him outside, Smith has thrown them inside, and he's gotten away with it to this point.
I think Cabrera is something like 7 for 19 with 2 home runs off Smith. 7 RBIs.
Not too many right-handers.
Cabrera gets everybody. And he just struck out the side. We're into the 8th, trailing by 1. All right, our Chuck.
Brett Myers comes into the ball game, 2-3, ERA 3.33, on for the 31st time in a Sox uniform.
And Toronto was taking a 9-4 lead over the Orioles. Orioles had the bases loaded, nobody out, and could not score. One and one to count. Santana is 1 for 1, a couple of walks, a single, and a run scored. Count evens at 2. Tomorrow, Liriano against Corey Kluber, right-hander, 26-year-old right-hander for the Tribe. That game might be on Comcast Sportsnet if you can't make it to the ballpark. Curveball, not close. Full count. So the dreaded leadoff walk. And here comes the difference in the ball game. Russ Kanzler, here's what he did in the 6th.
With a man on, he gets one out away, and Alex unfortunately runs out of room. Right into the Tribe bullpen. And our bullpen continues to work, and looks like Matt Thornton once again.
Count evens at 1. 26-year-old outfielder. First baseman.
And there's Vinny Pastano, who is one of the premier setup men in all of baseball.
And that breaking pitch is popped up. Out number 1.
Left fielder, number 25, Vinny Rotino.
So here's Vinny Rotino. Strikeout, a ground out to short. And he grounded out to third.
Here's our AT&T UVerse multi-view.
There he goes. He gone. Third one that AJ has nailed tonight.
This had to be hit and run because you'd never send Santana on a straight steal. Now he's 3 out of 8.
3-1 the count. And that's out of play. Big blow in that 4-run seventh for Toronto. Grand slam by Aaron Sebia off Arrieta. Also, Encarnacion hit number 41. Dino. We got some work to do. We trail at 3-2. Sports stars and celebrities join host David Kaplan to discuss the day's hottest sports topics and set the table for the night ahead. Chicago Tribune Live, presented by Smirnoff. Weeknights, Comcast Sportsnet's fans' best friend.
Vinny Pispano comes into the game. Pispano's been absolutely brilliant this year. 3-2, ERA 2.07. On for the 66th time. He's fanned 72 and 65 in the third innings. So he is the setup man for Chris Perez normally.
And if we don't start scoring some runs, I'm going to go get me some of that Smirnoff.
Jack Hanahan checks in at third base. And Casey Kochman is the new first baseman. Sveniakta has gone to his defensive lineup.
Here's Alexei. 0 for 2 with one of our RBIs. Takes that pitch outside. Beckham on deck. Piazza in the hole. Alexei has not had much luck against Pistano. He is 0 for 4, but he's 2-0 here.
Both pitches up. Both pitches just missing the zone.
3-0. Don't help him out. Take 2. There's one.
Tom Cooper to the bullpen. Usually have a couple of choices. If Thornton does come into the game, you always have somebody to back him up. To score a couple of runs here, well, then you go to the closer.
So here's Dan Johnson for Beckham. Gordon was 0 for 2 tonight. Takes first pitch strike.
Cabrera playing straight up the middle for Dan Johnson, who historically has been a pull hitter most of his career.
Plays off the breaking ball, and the count evens. Advantage goes to Pastano.
Edgar Santiago loosening up. He's got a weighted baseball in his left hand, and that enables you to get a little extra stretch before you start to throw the real baseball.
Backs it up.
And now they've gone into an Adam Dunn type shift. That was not how this at bat started.
And a full count. Ball for a base hit. That's hit hard. Fans, it's not too early to make plans for Sox Fest 2013 at the Palmer House Hilton, presented by Miller Lite, Pepsi, and Comcast Sportsnet. Current players and White Sox greats January 25th, 6th, and 7th for an exciting weekend of White Sox baseball. Once again, the now Thomas call, and early bird rates for that Sox Fest 2013 are available until November 1st. So visit whitesox.com/SoxFest. And another foul ball.
And that one, Dan fouled it off before it hit him, because that ball was digging way inside.
And that's ball 4. Good at bat by DJ.
Now we're probably going to see a pinch runner, I would assume. Looks like Jordan Danks.
So JD to come in and run for DJ.
Good battling at bat for Dan Johnson. Finally worked the walk, and that represents a tying run.
Here's Alejandro. He is 0 for 2 with a walk. Down low.
Well, that was
Larson wanted it.
That was a real good pitch. I can understand why he'd want it. And he's still talking to Larry Vanover. Menard's pitch tracks. About a break.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. 3-10-0 for the Indians. 2-4-1 for our Sox. We still, if you're just tuning in, getting home, we still have not been able to swing the bats. Got a home run, his 40th for Adam Dunn. Decent lead. Ball blocked and kept in the vicinity by Marson.
Yeah, Jordan thought about it, but then when he couldn't locate the ball and he didn't know how far it was going to wind up away from Marson, he decided not to go. Could have been a pretty wise choice.
Well, discretion in that case, in this scenario, is a better choice. Three and 1.
Castano usually has pretty good control. He had 22 walks and 65 in the 3rd innings, but his control this inning has not been good at all, and that's very much to our advantage.
Rips that one down past Harrell. So 1 out, a full count. Outfield around to the right, gap out there in left center. There he goes. And a nice snap by Kochman. So 2 down. But the tying run at second.
It's a good thing that Danks is going on this one, because it's hit hard enough where Kochman could have gone to second. Probably wouldn't have gotten the double play, but that's the tying run out at second base. Now another meeting at the mound. Larry Vanover once again going out to break it up.
And you can follow our White Sox with the MLB.com at Bat12 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, and Windows Mobile. Get live audio, get pitch tracking, get video highlights, and more. Text that bat to 31826 or visit WhiteSox.com.
Our current looking over the lineup card to see who is available, who they might bring off the bench.
First pitch strike. Uke has faced Vinny twice, and he is 0 for 2. Nice block knocked down there by Hanahan. That saved the run. Meanwhile, runners at the corners, and here comes Adam.
Hanahan came in for defense, and this might be the reason why. A very good chance Chisenhall doesn't get to that ball. Hanahan's able to knock it down, keep it in the infield. So runners at the corners and the big man up. We could use the long ball. We don't really need it. Just any shot.
We just need one in the dirt here. Chops that one foul, and here's what he did back in the 6th. In a 3-1 ball game.
Gig number 4. Castano has just one wild pitch this year.
And very quickly to count the big hole. 0-2. That ball hit hard, way back. Stretch, stretch. He looks up. You can put it on the board. Yes, yes. A three-run shot by Big Adam. And the Sox lead 9-3. Oh, Robbie.
Home run replay. It's number 41. It's in almost the identical spot as number 40. Didn't hit it as hard. Didn't have to. Just put the bat on it. That one turns the game completely around. You kept it alive, and Adam might have had one of the biggest hits of the year right there.
And that's a base hit. And fans, if you want to join the Twitter buzz right now at hashtag White Sox Talk. Don't stop now, boys. 5-7-1 for us, 3-10-0 for them. Larson.
Soto gives up just his 5th home run of the year.
High pop up. But the big 3-run blast by Adam Dunn will go to the ninth, leading 5-3.
Possible replay, and what else? The big man, his second home run of the night, makes it a 5-3 game. And what a time for it. We've got some defensive changes. Jordan Danks takes over in center field. Alejandro Diaz slides over to left field. And Orlando Hudson comes in at second base. And there is Matt Thornton.
Back through the middle base hit by Kochman.
Thornton on for the 71st time, a 4-8 record, 3.21 ERA.
And here's Marson. Takes ball one. 571 for us, 311-0 for them. Dunn was numbers 40 and 41. He now has 94 RBIs. There's a strike.
Maniacus still has Travis Hafner on the bench, available for pinch hitting duties if Robin goes to a right-hander.
Short lead by Kochman. And the count 2-1. Double-barreled activity for us. Reed and Veal. Take your time. Take your time. All right, rack him up.
Well, there's been better throws to second base than that one. It almost got tangled up with Jerry Lane. But Alexei stayed right with it. And the double play was turned.
That's a heck of a play by Alexei.
Yeah, because he was being screened all the way by Jerry Lane. He picks the low throw and completes a double play.
So 2 out here in the top of the ninth, and that'll bring up Carrera. Takes a strike. And the count 0-2. Pokes that one into left field, and that's going to fall. He's got that stroke. He has had 4 little duck snorts. 2 of them for base hits, and here comes Robin.
Just as we promised you earlier in the game, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. That's our Miller Moments, and it can be none other than Adam Dunn, who at first made it a 3-2 game with a monstrous home run to center field. And then, against one of the best setup men in the business, Adam, it's a 3-run homer. So Donnie Veal will come into the game. Matt Thornton will step out. And we'll be back after these messages. And it's been a man that's been very dependable. Donnie Veal on for the 21st time. No record ERA, .77. Left-handers 0 for 26 against him. Be nice to keep that streak alive.
So here's Chu. He's 1 for 4. Takes it up, takes ball 1. Two out, 1 on here in the top of the 9th. That breaking ball strike.
And Chu was ducking out of the way of that.
I don't blame him.
Looked like he was heading for the on-deck circle, and then the ball came back and got a piece. Yes, sir. Late breaking slider.
One and 2 the count. One too many. And that's going to be a double. Now they're going to wave Carrera around. And it is a 5-4 ball game. So there goes the streak. And that'll bring up Kipnis.
Well, we might have gotten a break there because it looked like Chu was breaking it down around second. When Alex had some problems in the corner, he probably could have wound up at third, but not after he slowed down. So Chu driving in his 58th run of the year. This ball gets hung up for a bit.
Kipnis 2 for 4 tonight. Both those coming off Chris Sale. A single, a double. He is a tough little cookie at the plate. Cabrera, the switch hitter, on deck. And this ball game is bobbled, and Kipnis. Meanwhile, Adam Dunn. Maybe, without question, so far this year, the biggest hit of the season.
Well, there's absolutely no doubt that is going to pick up this ball club considerably. The whole team knew that Detroit had won already, and the big man stepped up after homering the time before and hit a 3-run blast, and that was a difference in this one. A huge first win in what will now be a 6-game homestand.
And that is our GMC player of the game, the big man, 2 for 4, numbers 40 and 41. He now has 94 RBIs, our GMC player of the game. So for my partner, Steve Stone, our director, Jim Angier, our producer, Mike Leary, our associate producer, Dave Ross, our technical manager, Mark Harper, the executive producer, Jim Corno Jr., also for the mayor, man, Joe Gould, and up here in the booth, Tom Noodle, Frank Amato, Frank Leone, Doug Bullard down in the sound in the truck. This is the Hawk. So long, everybody. You've been watching Chicago White Sox baseball on Comcast Sportsnet.